All in perspective.
Absolutely.
We're 18-4 on this season. We're 4th in the rankings in the SEC. We're still doing all right. We got 8 games to play.
Absolutely. Well, they have the big game, South Carolina game, and you lose at home, and you're going to have a letdown. And so they go to Mississippi State, and they get all Mississippi State. A great game for Mississippi State, and they had 2 losses. And so we're going to see today how they bounce back.
Florida Gators, on the other hand, trying to ride Aaliyah Matharu in the good rhythm that she had. Well, this is a group that didn't see her on the court the last couple of games, including that last win against Texas A&M.
Well, yeah, she's gives them a little offensive punch. She's a great leader for them. She's a great defender. So they need her on the floor.
South Carolina, everyone was tuned in there. Mississippi State, they took their best shot in here. She says, what we did was we focused on us, as Angel Reese is found.
Kim talked a lot about the defensive end, and look, the Mississippi State shot 52%. You're not going to win a lot of games if you allow your opponent to shoot in the 52% range.
Knocks it down. 3 points now for Reese, who we mentioned leads the SEC in points per game. Leilani Correa, we featured her in the Open, and how during the 7 games in SEC, she has been red hot. Flau'jae Johnson trying to go to work. The crafty guard pulls up. No good. Anissa Morrow working hard on the boards, and that's one area where LSU excels. They get down and dirty on the glass.
Well, Florida has any chance of really winning this game. They cannot allow LSU to get second chance opportunities. And LSU is unbelievable on the boards.
Stolen away by Matharu, and the smaller Matharu throws it up. And off the mark, last year, Poa in the backup point guard over to Michaela Williams. And Williams over, so sweet.
I love her jumper. She makes it look so easy. Is she a freshman?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, look, 8 games in now in the back half in the SEC. I mean, we've seen her come alive. Remember, she had that 42-point game earlier in the season as bodies fall on the floor.
Yeah, and so you'll see Williams. They find her. She just takes a little shot, pulls up. How smooth is that? Just smooth, makes it look easy.
Michaela Williams out of Bossier City, Louisiana, #1 ranked recruiting class, one of 4 freshmen on this team, but she's been placed into the starting lineup because of some of the changes. We saw Samaya Smith go down, a player earlier this season who was contributing, and then another player dismissed from the team. And so Michaela Williams finds herself in a great opportunity, and she's been showing off exactly how good she is.
Well, you always want to play, and as a freshman, it is tough to come in, but she's not missing a beat. And each game, I think she gets better and better technique. She's just becoming, they're relying on her. She shoots the open jumper, and she's making it look easy right now.
Zippy Broughton, one of the veterans on this team, as Rimdahl well off the mark, the air ball into the hands of Morrow, who brings it up. Morrow, who's got good ball handling skills, tips it off to Flau'jae Johnson. Oh, baby, that gets the crowd excited as a 10-0 run. And what does she say about how to defend? Not necessarily fleet of foot, as you mentioned, in terms of the guards, but what do they have to do?
Well, just getting down in a stance, stay between. Here's how elementary it can be. Stay between the ball and the basket. And, well, that series right there, of course you got to score, but you got to rebound the basketball, and you got to play defense. Those two things have got to go along with your scoring punch.
Reese finds Morrow on the elbow, and she's able to knock it down. 12 unanswered points from LSU. Matharu coming down the lane, and Reese, who averages a double-double, snatches down that rebound.
She's a rebounding machine. Just a rebounding machine. Very smart, not trying to force things, sees the double, kicks it out for the easy basket.
best in the nation of getting to the free throw line. Fantastic hands. She's repping the South, though.
Well, when the shot's not falling outside, you got to get some easy looks. Got to try to get inside, but Angel Reese makes that really difficult.
Talking about making it difficult on cue. Her ears were burning, and Reese got a piece.
Yeah, you driving to the basket ring. Not in my house. Not in my house.
Good look again there from Reese on the block.
Well, you got to attack them. You got to attack the lane. You got to loosen it up a little bit. Reese has a tendency to get in foul trouble.
And Johnson blocks that one away, and it kicks into the hands of the Gators, and Rimdahl. Morrow being challenged.
Yeah, she's really vital to this team, so doing what she needs to do.
And Division I hosts Missouri at 7, and then we'll see the 9th-ranked LSU Tigers once more on the road in Nashville against Vanderbilt. That's coming up Thursday on the SEC Network. Hey, check it out. South Carolina in action tonight. Hey, we'll be curious to see how they go into Thursday's game.
Very good offensively, and they're very physical in the defensive end as well.
Layla Reynolds, who made the bucket on that foul from Del Rosario, missing on, going to send LSU to the free throw line. Haley Van Lith assume a different position. Wanted to play at the next level. You talked about just the guidance that she was seeking from Kim Mulkey from that point guard position.
And her scoring is down, but you're going to see that when she's at the point position. So she's trying to learn, and they're not really relying on her to score as much as she did in the past.
The scoring has been plentiful for the Tigers. They flip it over to Flangé Johnson, and Johnson on the drive. No, but Morrow put back, rolls off again. Third time is the charm for Morrow and the Tigers.
They are just all over the glass. It all starts on boxing out, and you got to do it early, and that's just being physical and seeing where the ball's coming off, and just box out your player.
Del Rosario comes up with it. Haley Van Lith, 1-on-3. She goes for it. The aggressiveness pays off. Matharu, step back. No. Morrow just wants that rebound. Yeah. Sails in to get it. She's got 8 already. Correction, 9 in this first quarter alone. Thus far, they're answering that with a resounding, we good.
We're okay. You know, they've caused them to turn it over. They've caused them to double dribble, to walk.
For the ones for today's game, Denise Brooks, Tiffany Bird, and Margaret Timon. No call there. And again, making it difficult. Poked away. Correa comes up with it. The double team. They've got to get a shot off before the end of the quarter, and not able to do so. The different dimensions of this LSU team. She just adds another layer of toughness and power and go-get-itness.
Well, yeah, she just you get lost when you have Angel Reese and you have Williams and Johnson. You kind of forget about Morrow, and she just steps up and
they swing it out, athletically brings it down, keeps it in play, leaves it up, and knocks it down. Long two.
And she's a shooting guard, and she's learning. She's learning the point position, and so, hey, you need a bucket, put her at the off guard. She's going to get it.
Kansas Algus with the ball. The Florida Gators, who had a 6-2 lead earlier in this one, started 3 for 4, but since then, they have gone cold from the field.
Well, those are shots, those wide open penetrate and kick outs. You got to make those.
Last here, Poa, nice move along the baseline.
Woo!
The other way, Correa with a hand in her face. The triple goes down for Leilani Correa. Remember, coming off a 24-point performance in that win over Texas A&M.
Well, Florida's got to find a way to get her the basketball.
Again, Angel Reese showing off her passing abilities. The assist. 7 points for Williams. Back the other way and rims around and rolls in for Correa. We talked about just how special she's been in SEC play. Everybody's launching it and everybody's knocking it down.
What?
Nasty, Haley.
Wow. It's a shootout.
Reynolds has that one poked away. Poa nearly got that one. Instead, Rimdahl pulls up from near the SEC logo. No good. And then a collision between her and Haley Van Lith. We think about this LSU team, much different look from what we saw last year, winning the national championship, as that one was a nice feed. In and out for Reese, but relentless on the boards, and she won it more than anybody.
I don't know how she got that. It was a great play, a little pick and roll, bounce it inside, and she missed it, and just got her rebound stat up.
All right, let's go back to that pick and roll right here.
Really, just slipped the screen and nice pass, and just shot it a little too hard, but she's always working. She knew where it was going to come off and put it back in. Yeah.
You know, one of the things she said, hey, I know my rebounding and defense helps to set the tone. We saw her with a block earlier and already today. The LSU Tigers are shooting the ball exceptionally well. 10 points now for Michaela. Shooting a 58% clip from the floor.
And these are some tough shots, too. You can do what your coach said is worried about. You can play defense.
Save that one. Paula Rosario underneath and gets the bucket and one. The 6'6" freshman.
Duke cannot put them at the line and just move your hands down. Just make her make a shot over you.
Joe Rosario, bright future for her. Played some critical minutes earlier in the season. And Angel Reese was out. And experience. As Matharu steals that one, the out of the night down in transition and finishes it off.
Yeah, and it didn't help that Angel Reese got in foul trouble and was on the bench, their best defender. So, but that's a learning opportunity. Angel Reese has got to stay on the floor. Nice.
And a fearlessness that we've seen out of Leah Matharu on the floor. She's a guaranteed double-digit scorer. She's within 2 of that. The eyes, the assists, and Del Rosario finishing it off. Can be a dangerous duo, but instead, another turnover. Last year, Poa at the stripe as the Tigers lead the nation in free throws made per game at just under 21, along with attempts better than 28 a game.
Well, they're on track right now to possibly beat that mark.
Zippy Broughton off the glass, no good. Morrow feels like she just wants every rebound.
She just had to get it because Morrow was there. Reese.
Spin move by last tier, Poa.
Wow.
And it gets the fans to their feet.
Woo.
The home Tigers have their largest lead of the game. Salgas for 3, yes! Much needed there again to see the ball go through the Van Lith in the middle. Lets it go. Balance jumper, yes. And Haley Van Lith has found her offense today. She's gotten it going. She is leading the Tigers this afternoon. Leilani Correa at the free throw line. She's got 5 points. Kentucky taking on Vanderbilt at historic Memorial Gymnasium in Nashville. And Faith Duke being guarded by Reese. Doesn't necessarily look for a shot. Oh, great slip. Oh, fine to the basket on the back door. Here's Reese looking. She's got range, showing it off from the free throw line. I can step back and shoot if I just feel like I need to or I have more confidence to. And she's shown that she can at times this season.
I don't know what else to do. I mean, you got to guard for the penetration, but when Angel Reese can make those shots, she's a difficult guard.
In this second quarter, after putting up 24 in the first.
How she catches the ball in traffic. I mean, there were 2 Florida Gators around her, and she caught it, was able to throw the ball up and draw a foul. When I'm Florida, just go straight up and take your chances that she's going to make the shot.
Reese knocks down both. What an excellent start it's been for LSU. Zippy Broughton trying to get a shot up before the end of the half, and no good. And it was the Angel Reese, Haley Van Lith, and Michaela Williams show on offense. 3 for 5 from three-point range, so that's 60% as well. We'll see what Florida's defense can do to try to slow down this Tiger attack, and that's one way to do it is see a turnover go back into the hands of the Gators. And what type of adjustments do you make?
Well, just right there, I love that Florida jumped out into a zone. They weren't able to handle LSU in man-to-man, so they jumped out of zone, got a turnover here. So a good basket, a quick basket, and just like that, and move the ball. Shot
selection for the Florida Gators, and that's certainly a shot that they would want from Zippy Broughton. Back the other way is Angel Reese bodying big and getting up. Florida that got numbers. Rimdahl decides to keep it, and Broughton tried to save it, but not in time. Defending national champions, they needed that grit and toughness to handle that physicality as Michaela Williams on the take to the bucket. Boy, I tell you, Williams is just one of those players who is special now and for years to come.
Well, she's just a difficult guard because she shoots a 3 and then she just steps out and says, all right, I'll hit a 3.
Duke, first points of the game. Williams, pull-up, J is true. The mid-range is just one. Layla Reynolds streaking down, hard foul by Williams, and Reynolds will shoot a couple. The McDonald's All-American comes out of PG County, Maryland. You come to the college game, you adjust, and then you move into SEC play. That's another type of adjustment as well.
Well, it gets faster and it gets more physical, and coming out of high school, those are 2 things you've got to really adapt to, and the game is so up and down, and you got to be in great shape, and then you got to take the hit and take the contacts.
Flexen Morrow, 9 points.
I believe I'd be flexing if I was in Morrow's body.
Reynolds tucks, and Reese comes up with the steal.
See, that's what she'll learn when she gets older. You attack, you got to kick it out earlier.
And right now, LSU just showing off just the assertiveness, the aggressiveness, the athleticism, and physicality, as we mentioned. And she's maybe chastising me in the process, but in a loving way.
Well,
you know,
she's teaching the game, and you can teach the game during a game. It doesn't always have to be in practice, and as it's hard at times, you're encouraging, but then you gotta correct the things that they need to be corrected.
And is able to knock down the first at 9 Eastern, then go all access with the Florida men's program.
I like those. You get to see an inside look at the team, the coach.
And you get to learn them a little bit more. You know, obviously, we're watching game day. We're calling the game. Looks like mid-season form, kind of what we saw a lot of in non-conference from LSU right here. When you think about just how they project forward, and you think about the SEC tournament and postseason play, this is a group you don't want to match up against them, whoever you are.
Well, they're not. They learned from their two losses, and look, they're clicking on all cylinders here. And we said earlier that in the bracketology, they're seeded 4th. If I'm a number 1 seed, I don't want to play them. it'll catch up to you. And a lot of things caught up to them those games. The defensive ends getting in too much fouling out.
Answered any questions about how they would respond after 9 points for Matharu, who had missed the last couple of games. She's back.
Yeah, it speaks a lot for them coming back. A lot of times the alumni don't come back. You got to come back. You got to be honored. You got to understand you helped build this program, but then you've got to turn around and support it as well.
Back the other way, the answer is Aaliyah Matharu. Kayla Williams into traffic, able to somehow kick that out, swings it around. Flaunger Johnson for three. Yes! Standing in place, looking it down. Reynolds pull-up J in transition is true. In the process, she lost her shoe. I wasn't trying to rhyme right there.
Angel Reese is assisting her.
Correa. Johnson tried to poke the ball away from behind, picks up the personal foul. Rimdahl stops, pops, it drops. We can say this. We already know that SEC basketball is physical, but here is exceptionally physical.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. I think the officials have done a great job this season of letting teams play because it is physical and doing a good job of just controlling the atmosphere, the tempo. Just, and I'm a former coach saying that's hard to. A lot of teams don't like it. They get it when SEC teams play other conferences. They're like, it's too physical.
Hailing from the state of Washington here, and the boot now. And she's got 19 points. But I think that season high of 6 rebounds is something that's going to please her coach as Poa and Duke tied up. A little temperance flare after it, and Faith Dude, who's the veteran of the Gators group, didn't take kindly to Poa trying to snatch it away. Both players just trying to fight for the basketball, playing hard.
Just a little frustrated, a little frustration there. And you know what? I like it. I like it. I like her being. No, I don't know what happened, but
you see, Dude has it, and then Poa tries to come from behind and rip it away and kind of slings her around in the process, but the temperature is rising here in the PMAC.
She didn't like being slung.
No. Family from Sudan, grew up in Vancouver, Canada. Good Faith Duke, she takes a seat. Correa with the ball in her hands, closing seconds, and an offensive foul against Erin Kendrick, and that is her 5th foul.
Well, when you set your screen, you've got to get set.
Van Lith puts it up before the end of the quarter. The exclamation point there for the Tigers. 78-43, make it now 80-43 after that Van Lith.
Very, very high percentage shot, so nice.
Great percentage from the floor.
She's just showing that she's such a complete player right now, can do just a little bit of everything.
She's up the floor. Flaunger Johnson with a nice up and under. Back to Correa. Looks to Duke. Duke trying to help her create as Correa goes inside, and what a take by Leilani Correa.
Ooh, she challenged Reese right there.
Dropped 30 against Georgia, 31 against Mississippi State, and then had a career high against Ole Miss. That's how she's leading all scorers in SEC play. It's tailed off from that here today, but got 13 points and leading the way for the Gators.
Well, every point she's had today has been difficult. She's had to create her own shot, make some tough shots. LSU's done a really good job on her, but hey, she continues to.
Anissa Morrow That's a part of her game, too. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
10th three. That's exactly what Aaliyah Matharu did. Draws the foul. Coming over. National Freshman of the Year. Morrow, and that one was altered by Reynolds. Top-ranked South Carolina hosting Missouri. His back half is going to pick up LSU.
And it's shaping out to who you thought would be at the top. And then there's a bunch of teams right there.
No shock there, South Carolina, the number 1 projected seed. But also LSU, number 4. Surprised at that.
Yeah, I'm if not 1, they've got to be a 2. Just they played South Carolina so solid, and they have. And the reason why the 4 is because they lost some teams they quote unquote shouldn't have lost to.
When you think about Florida as a spill of players underneath the basket 4 go down.
Wow.
Well, Florida is...
Arkansas is on the bubble. I've done a lot of Arkansas games, and they're a dangerous team because they shoot the 3 ball well, and they've got speed. Sailor Poffenbarger is just you talk about a rebounding machine. Whew, it's hard to keep her off the boards.
One of the best in the country as it relates to defensive rebounds. And Anissa Morrow with her 2nd triple of the game. Morrow is feeling it along with the Tigers as they're shooting still better than 54% in this game.
I don't even think she looked at the rim. And when you're in the pros, you got to stand out and do something different. And I like she can get up down the floor, and she's a tough player to defend. And you got to keep her off the boards.
I think back to that game against Virginia in the non-conference. She had 16 boards to go along with a season high at 37 points, and they've just been able to rely on her. She's just been steady throughout. She can carry starters for LSU with Michaela Williams, Anissa Morrow, who makes the bucket there, along with Angel Reese, Haley Van Lith, and Florence Johnson.
Great pass, just unselfish. Williams could have probably taken her herself, and just great pass inside.
The hard drive to the hoop from Jariah Warren. Next 2 points. Morrow off balance there. Running in to get that one. And then the collision, the putback by Janae Kent, the true freshman. A couple of freshmen in Kent and Del Rosario who comes up with the rebound. Along with Williams. Tried to force it in there to Morrow.
It's always fun to come home. And when they usually when they announced Florida, the players are booing, but when they announced her, she had a great round of applause.
Fouled from behind is Reynolds. She says her team works, and she talks a lot about Gator gratitude. They're ticked off because they lost their last 2. You know you're going to get their best shot.
Yeah,
and yet they're still out here competing.
They're mad, and if you look at it, Florida is undersized just the height-wise, but that's the stuff that they're going to build from. They will learn from this.
Samaya Smith went down with an injury, and another player is no longer with the team.
The clean version of Lizzo is it's about dang time.
I like that.
We're on TV.
Morrow again with that offensive rebound, batted out, and then saved by Morrow, who gets to it here as a number of bodies converge on the basketball. But we saw our team win 5 games in SEC play a season ago, has seen a tougher sled here in this 2023-24 campaign. And hitting the century mark for the 7th time this season, the 9th-ranked LSU Tigers have done just about everything right here this afternoon. An outstanding performance. Aaliyah Matharu for 3. Del Rosario cradling the basketball into the hands of Jariah Warren. And Warren up the left side of the court, double teamed by the Gators. And the pressure.
3 minutes left and gets a turnover. Kim said, you got a timeout.
Yeah.
You got a timeout.
Matharu, great spin move. Well, we've mentioned some awesome names on this broadcast. The Tiger great basketball coach, Sue Gunter, with the court honor, and that one rolls around for Del Rosario. How about Bob Starkey, who was around for those Sue Gunter days and all of those great Tiger basketball teams? And
he's their defensive guru.
Yeah.
You're talking about somebody upset about anybody questioning LSU's defense. Bob Starkey's not going to be. He's not a happy camper. He's going to be happy today.
Associate head coach and long-time respected basketball mind. Kentucky heading to Nashville to take on the Doors at 8:30. Faith Duke, one of those great stories and excellent student. And too strong there from Amani Bartlett. So emptying out the bench and allowing everyone to get minutes here. As we talked about the depth in defense for LSU down the stretch. A number of opportunities on the basket kept alive by the Gators. Salga's too strong. Faith Duke comes up with the board. And that's just been indicative of the Florida Gators.
And what do kids do this day and time? They leave. They transfer. And it says a lot about her love for Florida, her respect she has for the coaching staff. And I love that she stayed and is seeing it out.
Del Rosario. Can't see that one go down.
Tough half of their schedule. So those are the teams that are a little bit in the middle of the road with them.
The first weekend in March against Auburn. That basket waved off by Matharu, who's last month.
And
then
Vanderbilt matchup at Vanderbilt is going to be a tough. And then at Tennessee and
for the Gators. Daiziko steals it away. Matharu flips her hair casually and then puts it up and in. And she's been a lift for this group off the bench. The moves by Velez don't net any points. Alexia Daiziko up ahead to Salgas. Tamika Catchings will be on the call, so you'll want to stick around. It would have been all of this and also soon.
And Kim's son played on the baseball team, so she follows LSU baseball pretty close. And what I love about Kim right now is she's still coaching. There's 18 seconds, and she's turning on the bench and talking to her players and making sure that every moment is a learning moment.
Yeah, we spotted Kramer coming in here and supporting her mom.
Love it.
His mom in the stands. Faith Duke for three. Off the mark in the closing seconds of this one. And that does it. 106 points put up by the 9th-ranked LSU Tigers as they win big over the Florida Gators. An impressive effort.